Hey, I have had this Ford Bronco for 6 months, and in this video we are talking about some dislikes and some hates about my personal Bronco 2021. What is going on, social media family? My name is Jorge Lopez and I'm your sales consultant. We are located in Tomball, Texas. Tomball Ford is your dealership of choice. Welcome to yet another video where we're discussing some dislikes about my Ford Bronco. And hey, I'm gonna ask you to like and subscribe if you like videos like today's video. So we're chatting about a few things that I do not like about my Ford Bronco. I've had it now for 6 months. So without further ado, let's look at the stuff that I do not like about my 2021 Ford Bronco. Okay, well, we are inside of the Ford Bronco, the Admiral, which is what you guys named it. And the gripe number one that I have about my Ford Bronco, and this I actually hate, is not having the cool seats. Now, coming from F-150s, I've had about 5 of them, and every single one of them had the cool seats. And here in Texas, where it gets 145 degrees with humidity, you know, we definitely want the cool seats, and I don't know why we don't have cool seats on a $60,000 vehicle. Now, granted, we've had the heated seats for you guys that live up north, but this is the one thing that I actually hate not having on my Ford Bronco is a lack of cool seats. One of the things that I don't like about the Ford Bronco is the position of the handles. And guys, granted, these are all my opinion. These are all nitpicking things, but these are things that I am noticing after 6 months of ownership that I kind of dislike. And will these points shy me away from owning a Ford Bronco again? Absolutely not. These are just kind of things that I wanted to bring up for discussions, and the comment section below is open. So if you guys have a Bronco and have any other comments that you guys don't like, please let me know. I read every single one of them. But the next one that I have problems with is the position of these handles. So like I told you, I've had F-150s before where the handles were up here, and it's just more natural to kind of like pull yourself into the seat instead of like kind of playing tug of war with this handle right here. So it's kind of like a weird angle even for that driver's side to get into the Ford Bronco. And I've had some customers that actually had a hard time getting into the Ford Bronco because of the angle of this handle. So I wish they were up here. I know we've got the airbag going around, but we have vehicles that have airbags up top and the handles here. So I wish that these were in a different spot, but hey, this is another little thing that I dislike about my Ford Bronco. So we are back inside of the Ford Bronco, and another thing that I dislike about my Ford Bronco is the lack of ability to use my phone, specifically the maps, when I'm connected to the system. So right now, as you can see on the screen, we are connected via Android Auto, and because this has the Sync 4 capabilities, my phone is connected to the system wirelessly. But let's say that, you know, we're driving somewhere, my phone is connected, and I want to stop somewhere. You know, what I did on my previous vehicle is that I went to my maps and I would open up my map on my phone while my phone was connected to the system. That was when I was connected via wire, via cable. But now look at what happens. See, it says that it cannot display the Google Maps because it is connected to the system. And I hate that. I hate the fact that I cannot use my phone for the maps to find something. And you might say, well, you can use that. Yes, I can, but this is so much quicker and so much faster for me to find a restaurant, for me to find a specific address, or just kind of look around my surroundings. It is much quicker. So I wish I could use my phone's map while the system is connected. Now what I need to do is basically disconnect from the Wi-Fi. Android is out, and now I'm able to use my Google Maps. The other thing that I dislike about my Ford Bronco, you cannot see it on the screen right now because I'm blocking it, and this is the way that I feel a lot of people drive. This is the way that I drive. And the analog speedometer, which now is what you see, is one of the things that I don't like about the Ford Bronco here. You've got a full digital display. You've got the analog needle, old-fashioned speedometer there that I really don't think a lot of people use. So one of the reasons that, you know, you're buying something like this is because of the technology, because how advanced that is. I would have wished that Ford would just made that whole dash like an F-150, like super digital, very advanced. Comment below, do you guys use the analog speedometer or do you guys use the digital one? Let me know below, but that is another thing that I dislike about the Ford Bronco. Okay, we are now at the back of the Ford Bronco, and one of the things that I dislike about my Ford Bronco is the lack of AC vents. Now, I do know that there's some AC vents on the floor. I don't know if the camera is going to be able to catch it, but the AC vents are on the floor, and I do not like them being there. Wouldn't you wish to have the AC vents traditionally where they used to be, like in the center console or the back part of the center console, or heck, even somewhere up top on the pillar, so that it could, you know, blow enough air in your face? That's one of the things that my daughter didn't like when we were doing on a trip, is that she would have hoped to have a little bit more air blowing and keeping the circulation going. Now, the AC vents in the front are pretty powerful, so my daughter was fine. She liked the ride, she was comfortable, but she would just have hoped to have AC vents back in the back, and that's one of the things that I dislike about the Ford Bronco. It's not a big deal, but I wish the AC vents were up here. So we come to point number 5, and you probably don't see me that well. Probably the image quality is pretty crappy right now. It's because we don't have lights. The interior lights on the Ford Bronco are not the best at all, and that's another little gripe that I have. As you can see back over here, we got these two minute, tiny, minuscule lights, and then we've got two in the front that really are not angled correctly, and we have nothing in the middle. Everything here is dark, and I get it, we cannot have a light going here in the middle, but wouldn't it be cool if Ford would have designed maybe lights here, or maybe lights here, or even lights on this back pillar away from the airbag, so that you have more lights in here? I can't tell you how hard it is. If I drop something in here, this is like a black hole abyss. The camera probably cannot pick anything up here because there's nothing to see. So this is another little gripe that I have about my Ford Bronco 2021. Okay, point number 7 of the things that I do not like about my Ford Bronco is the headliner. This is the sound deadening headliner, which really is just a thin piece of carpet material, and Ford added this at no additional charge to the Bronco orders, and it does help with the cutting of the noise. But one of the things that I don't like about this is the particles, the dust, the dirt. I really don't know what it is that comes from it when you start to kind of like clean it or kind of rub it. I've got a little flashlight here. You don't see anything on camera probably, but if I want to like clean something or maybe wipe something, I don't know if the camera is catching that, but imagine, look at all this stuff right there. Look at that stuff right there. What in the world is that? I don't know. We're breathing that stuff if you wipe it, granted. So don't clean your headliners, because if not, you'll be in a little snowstorm inside of a Ford Bronco. This is another little gripe that I have about my 2021 Ford Bronco. Okay, we are almost done with this top 10, 11 likes and dislikes about my Ford Bronco. The other dislike that I have about my Ford Bronco is that it does not have interior motion sensors. And these are sensors that are normally located on the overhead console. There would be 4 of them, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And what these sensors are is that they detect motion. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to overlay a clip of an F-150 video that I did demonstrating how that works right now. And again, I don't know if you can see me, but I'm going to stick my hand and see if this works. So yes, reaching inside will set off those sensors. Try it yourself, see if it works on you. Basically, how it works is that when you turn off your vehicle, you exit your vehicle, and let's say that you have your doors down, your doors are locked, and if somebody tries to kind of like go inside of your vehicle and grab something from your vehicle inside of these vehicles, those motion sensors are going to basically pick up that motion and start honking the horn. Now, this is a vehicle that will have the doors off. This is a vehicle that will have the tops off. So wouldn't it make sense to have a motion sensor built into the Bronco? Because it's going to be so easy for somebody to just kind of reach in and grab whatever is inside of your Ford Bronco. Okay, another thing that I dislike about my Ford Bronco is a few things here in the front. One of them I've already modified. As you can see, I've already swapped out the antenna. I really didn't like that antenna because every time that I was on the freeway, it was doing this action right here. I didn't like it, so I replaced it. But another thing I don't like right in here is this little prop bar, man. You know, this is a $60,000 vehicle, and we're not able to use shocks to lift up the hood. That's another little nitpicky thing that I don't like about it. But look at this right here. This is definitely a rat's nest. Wouldn't you agree? Wouldn't it be nicer to have just a little cover to make it more aesthetically pleasing? I know this is really not a big deal, but you know, once I open up the hood and I see that, it's kind of like, man, we spent all that money and we don't have a little cover. Another thing that I dislike about my Ford Bronco, while I have trouble putting this together, is the windshield. The windshield is so upright. As you can see there, I already have a humongous crack from the top to the bottom. As you can see, it starts off right there and it goes down over there. Then I've got a chip right over here. And hey, it is inevitable. It is definitely inevitable because this is such an upright windshield. I can't remember my F-150s having a chip because it would just easily bounce off and away. This one here is like you're like just striking the windshield head on. So I know this is something that we can change, and hey, it is what it is and we have to live with it. But these are a few other things that I do not like about my Ford Bronco. So I wanted to bring you back on the drive home because the other thing that I dislike about my Ford Bronco is the hardtop, and it makes this little rattling, ticking, knocking noise. I don't know if you heard that or hearing that. I don't know what the heck is going on, and something's going on with my top, and that noise is just definitely driving me nuts. And granted, I am one of few Broncos that have been delivered that have the first top. I don't have MIC 2.0 because my Bronco was shipped before Ford had a chance to replace it, but I'm hoping that that'll be rectified with the MIC Top 2.0. For those of you guys that have MIC 2.0, do you hear that noise? Is that something that has been resolved with the second generation top? Please let me know. Comment below, and I'm hoping it does, because this noise is just absolutely driving me nuts. Well, there you have it, guys. This is just another video to showcase a few of the things that I dislike, a few of the things that I hate about the Emerald, my 2021 Ford Bronco. And hey, the comment section below is open. I would love to hear from you. Am I being too nitpicky on these? Do you have the same problems? Do you have a Ford Bronco and you have, you know, another gripe that I didn't mention about the video? Comment below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about it. Hey, I want to thank you for stopping by today. Make sure that you like, make sure that you subscribe to the channel, because we're bringing some more content especially on my personal Bronco. I'm making some more videos for you. We're doing a suspension lift on this Bronco soon, so stay tuned for that. Hey, other than that, thank you so much for stopping by. On to the next video. Have a blessed day.